Hey everybody, it's me, Annie. I'm back from Alaska. I had a wonderful trip visiting Cordova and learning all about Copper River wild salmon. And I just wanted to do another fillet video back on my home turf. We're here at Coastal Seafoods Minneapolis, and I've got some beautiful sockeye salmon that I'm going to fillet for you all. But yeah, happy to be back. And I want to thank the Copper River Marketing Association and the Prince William Sound Marketing Association, especially Kinsey, for a wonderful trip. It was so nice to meet all the people up there, and there'll be lots more about my trip later on. Alright, so I've got my sockeye salmon here. Best to keep whole fish on ice. You always want to keep your fish as cold as possible. And you can see we use crushed ice here on the top and on the bottom. And what I'm looking for right off the bat, just texture, color, how does the skin look? Is it bright? Is it shiny? I'm looking at the fins. The fins are really nice and beautiful, well put together. There's no big gashes. You can see a really beautiful fish here. And then I'm going to look at the flesh. Looks like it's a nice bright red. So I'm going to go ahead and start filleting my beautiful fish. When I do filleting, I like to use what's called a jacquard. You may see people use fillet knives. I think for a fish like this, especially bigger fish, something like this works really well. I've already honed it and sharpened it. And so what I'm going to do is start right behind the fin here on what's called the collar. You may see some fish sometimes, especially the one that I did in Alaska with the head on. This one does not have a head on it, which might make it a little more difficult for me, but should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and make my first cut right behind the collar here, just till I reach the backbone. So I've reached my backbone, and you can see too I have cut through the belly. I'm going to turn my knife. Right now I'm kind of straight up and down, but what I'm going to do is turn my knife, kind of want almost a 90-degree angle here. But I'm just kind of resting it on that collar portion that I've cut, and I'm just going to feel for my backbone. And what I like to do is choke up on my knife, just so I have complete control here. Just making a few cuts. And once I've got the belly kind of above my knife here, I'm just going to go ahead and make my one nice smooth cut all the way down the backbone. Sometimes that requires a little bit of sawing, but again, we just want to make sure that we're cutting straight through with as little sawing motion as possible. And it's a little harder just because this doesn't have a head on it, but I'm just going to kind of push through, kind of letting my knife do the work. So there's my one fillet, and you can see my nice backbone here. Just the knife just rides right along this bone line. So then what I'm going to do is cut this little belly portion off. A little bit of ribs here, throw those on the grill. We ate a lot of ribs in Alaska. So there's my one rib. Sometimes in the retail store we'll trim off this belly portion. This of course makes the best snacks. Put those on the grill. So there's my one fillet. Then we're going to move to the other side. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on the ice so it stays nice and cold. So again, from this side, just going to cut my collar right down to the backbone, turn my knife almost to the 90 degrees, feeling for the backbone. And using the sharpness of the knife, I'm just going to push through. Sometimes it may require a little bit of sawing just to get that fin. piece. And we're just going to clean this up a little bit. I like to just trim off these kind of fins here. We'll get our ribs off. And then sometimes a little bit of fin up here. So there's my 2 fillets.